to trickle in and then we'll start. We've got some comments flooding in. I'm so excited. I hope you're as excited as I am. Just wait for people to flow in. I think you can guess why I'm in pink and purple today, everyone. Just wait another couple minutes, people. Just play.
Hello everyone. Just gonna wait for a couple of people to come in and then we'll start.
Hang on, wait.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Isolated Live Theatre. My name is Dana Hudson and I'm one of the co-founders of Ethereal Theatre who are hosting this live theatre for all of you. I'm delighted to once again say that we are partnering with Age UK of Kensington and Chelsea to bring this live stream to over 7,000 people across the UK over the ages of 55, including all of you lovely people that are watching us today. I hope you've got your crowns ready. I hope your microphones are lifted high because I'm delighted to be live with Grace Moat from Six the Musical and Juliet, who is here with me right now. Hi Grace!
Hey!
Hello! Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you! I'm excited.
I hope you're excited. I'm excited. I think everyone else is excited. We've just got some comments saying from Would I Was Shakespeare. I have 7 minutes and I'm still on time. You haven't missed anything yet. We've got Mark Site saying I'm so ready for this. Come on guys, let's show Grace some love on the comments. Whoop whoop. And we have Tia Daljaw saying I'm so excited, and many more. Keep those comments coming guys, keep the love going. I'm going to hand over to Grace now, so whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay, I've got a microphone and everything.
So
I'm hoping that all my family here, my nan and granddad are here. Maybe mum and dad, if you're watching, come and just give me a knock on the door if nan and granddad are here. So I'm really excited for this. I'm going to kick off with a bit of Disney, because it's not a set list unless there's, I'm going to turn that reverb down. It's not a set list with me if there isn't a Disney song. So this is from Toy Story, and this is When She Loved Me. Are they on? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, I'll check.
Okay, well, I'll start featuring my mum. Oh, mum. Let's do this. When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Every hour spent together lives within my heart. And when she was sad, I was there to comfort her. And when she was happy, so was I. When she loved me. Through the summer and the fall, we had each other, that was all. Just she and I together, like it was meant to be. And when she was lonely, I was there to comfort her. And I knew that she loved me. So the years went by, I stayed the same, but she began to drift away. I was left alone. Still I waited for the day when she'd say I will always love you. Lonely and forgotten, never thought she'd look my way. And she smiled at me and held me just like she used to do. like she loved me when she loved me. When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Every hour spent together lives within my heart. When she loved me.
Yay! First song done. First song done. It's very weird finishing a song and then there's just like silence. Right, so that was When She Loved Me from Toy Story. I can't believe how nervous I am. I'm literally in my own lounge. So this next song I used to always sing at gigs when I was younger, and I know that this is being streamed in some amazing nursing homes in the UK, so I'm hoping that you're all going to know the words to this one, and if you know the words, you can sing along, and I know that my nan and granddad will be singing along at home. Let's do it.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Sorry, I had to disconnect Alexa. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. So you're waving your hands. Well, I can't see you, but on the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Oh no! Hang on. Oh, it's buffering. give me some waves while it pauses. Hang on.
Hang on.
We're gonna finish the song a cappella. A 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Hey! I'm so glad that happened at the end of the song. Jeez. Right, let me just swap these wires.
Thank you, thank you. Just doing a wire swap, everyone. Right, I'm done. Thank you. That was Close to You by the Carpenters. Okay, I hope you're enjoying my slippers.
I made an effort because I'm wearing a dress, but you know, stay home. Gotta have the slippers up. Okay, this song is I'm not gonna talk with this. What people say, R.I.P. Vogue. God, this echoes a lot, isn't it?
I don't need to talk with that. Okay, so this next song, basically, when I do like Q&As and stuff, people are always like, did you ever see, if people say, did you ever see yourself in like pop musicals? I'm always like, no. And I'm always like, oh, I always wanted to be in like legit musicals. I'll talk about this more later, but like Les Mis and like The King and I. But then, and I always say I love Rodgers and Hammerstein, but then I never ever perform any Rodgers and Hammerstein songs. So I thought that I would do a Rodgers and Hammerstein song from The King and I, and it's called Hello Young Lovers, and this song is sung by Anna when she's thinking of her husband. So you may recognise it if you've seen the musical film. And this one is from my friend Lewis, who I think is watching the show right now, and he was in The King and I when he was a young boy. So this is for Lewis.
When I think of Tom, I think about a night when the earth smelled of summer and the sky was bleached with white, and the soft mist of England was sleeping on a hill. I remember this, and I always will. There are new lovers now on that same silent hill, reaching toward the same blue sea. And I know Tom and I are a part of them all, and they're all a part of Tom and me. Hello, young lovers, wherever you are, I hope that your troubles are few. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a dress. You fly on the street on the chance that you'll meet, and you'll meet not really by chance. Don't cry, oh lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I will know. All my wishes go with you tonight. I have love of my own. I have love of my own. I'm yours. I've had Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous musical.
So I'm gonna have a little ad break now, and then I'm gonna come back with some belters. Well, maybe one belter. And then we're gonna answer some questions. So I'm gonna do about 10 questions. So if you have a question you're thinking about, have a little think, and then when we get to the Q&A, I will answer them. So I'll see you in a second.
Caring for your mental health is important. You cannot help someone else if you are in pieces.
It can affect your appetite, your sleep patterns, your relationships with other people.
I could not talk about my own mental health without getting choked up.
So we know from research that older people are less likely to talk about their mental health.
I don't think that my mind was open to the fact that I might have a mental health problem.
Talking to a professional is the way forward. It was the beginning of my journey back.
Now I can talk openly about my experience.
It's important that you realise that you aren't alone.
The great danger for ex-servicemen is loneliness, particularly if you lose your partner. Probably one of the biggest causes of me feeling lonely was when I lost her. You are then stuck between the same four walls, the same drab television. You listen to music, but you don't respond because you are not in the human company. That very often leads to a spiral of depression if you're not prepared to get out and go out with people. Age UK provides you with a reason for getting out, having a shave, a shower, shampoo, clean your shoes, get dressed in best casuals and get out and smile with people. Because you're in company and you hear different points of view, different experiences, it arouses your curiosity again, and you want to know about things. You're not just sort of sitting back and coasting along, you want to live. Joining forces, it's like being back in a unit. No questions are asked about which service you're in, whether it was the Territorial Army, the Home Guard, Merchant Navy, whatever it is, get in there and get stuck into them because they're a good bunch to be with.
I'm back. Okay, this is really delayed on my phone, so I'm like, am I back? Am I here? This next song is another song that you can sing along to. It's a little bit of a different version, but it is beautiful.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love. for I can't help falling in love. For I can't help falling in love with you. I don't know why I got giggles at the end of that one. Oh, funny. Who's here? Let's see. I know my cousin's here. Hey, Harriet. Nah, hey, oh, this little guy sang Mulan. I'm now here.
With you two.
Okay, we've got my last song. So this song is just a really fun song that I thought. Oh, no, shush! Oh, you just gave it away. Oh no! This song is a really fun song that I've always wanted to sing, but I never thought about it properly today, so I'm going to be peering over the lyrics. But it is quite a good one. Like, people know it from Smash, but it's also a good one if you don't really know musical theatre. So this is They Just Keep Moving the Line from Smash. I'm pretty sure it's Smash. And this is for my best friend Brian, who's watching this all the way from Cork in Ireland. So this is for Brian because he's stagey. I'm going to stand up to this one because it's hard.
The field was bright with clover. I saw the finish line. I started as a rover and then victory was mine. I thought the race was over, but they just keep moving the line. Welcome to Snippets. They cheered at my persistence, but prayed for my decline. The path of least resistance led to Hollywood and Vine. I tried to go the distance, but they just keep moving the line. I jumped over the hurdles to break out of the path. I started on the outside and then hit the inside track. I left the other fins back at the start gate. Was ready on my mark. I got to say to hurry up and wait. So talent and ambition want me a chance to shine. I aced the big audition, but it's raining on cloud nine. Can't beat the competition, but they just keep moving on. I head over every corner, each bump along the track. And when I saw the ribbon well, there was no turning back. I was up for a finish, I posed for a moment, but before I got my trophy, well, the race began. I ran something back with rejection. I straightened up my spine. I changed each imperfection till it's time to drink the wine. I told to resurrection that they just keep moving the line. Please give me some direction that they just keep moving the line. Okay, and that is me, Big Nito, with my singing. Thanks for coming. Oh no, I just was I in the screen for that? Kind of. I kind of started dancing. Right, shall I take it away with some questions now?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just going to come back
So
to
maybe
you.
I should Maybe I should bring the laptop over here so you can see my face. Come and join. Oh, great. I hope you all enjoyed the slippers. I'm having a little comment about it's best to be comfy, guys. If I'm going to have the opportunity to be comfy, I'm going to take it. Absolutely. Yeah, let's just get this Q&A going. I like this one from Abby. What type of voice would you say you have? So I think kind of what I was talking about earlier, I kind of started off training with a classical music singing teacher. And I really got into like proper like legit musicals like The King and I and Phantom of the Opera, bit Miss Saigon, Les Mis, all of those kind of classic musicals. And then I was kind of in my year, I was always the person who was like, oh, I have to be in Les Mis. I have to be in Les Mis. And I've ended up in like 2 of the big pop musicals. Like, couldn't get any more pop commercial musical theatre than Six and Juliet. But I honestly wouldn't change it for the world. I literally love it. So it just shows that you can't box yourself because you never know where you're going to end up. So that's that. Mark, let's have Mark's question. What musical would you be in if you could choose? If I could choose, I would be in... I kind of have 2. Once on This Island and Hadestown.
Hadestown is an iconic musical.
Oh my god, Hadestown is literally, I am obsessed with the music in that show. I want to play Eurydice so bad.
If you haven't
with
seen
Jordan
Hadestown...
Did you see it at the National or on Broadway?
I didn't, but I'm obsessed with the soundtrack, so...
Oh my god, it's honest. It's like an actual album.
I know, it just runs in like Les Mis. If you haven't listened to Hadestown, you have to give it a listen. It will change your mind about everything musical theatre. Who we got? First musical. We've got I Like Musicals asking what the first musical was you saw.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was either Wicked or Hairspray.
Nice, classics.
My mum and dad are probably in the kitchen going, "No, it was this." I remember going to see Hairspray when I was very young at the Shaftesbury.
Nice. I saw Hairspray
10 years ago. Yeah, Michael Ball. I can't wait for it to come back.
Iconic.
What is the most challenging role you've ever taken on? What was challenging about it, and how did you go about it?
Ooh, good question from Tia.
Yeah. Well, I think the most challenging roles that I've taken on are the roles that I've done. So being a swing in Six and covering Juliet. But they're both very challenging for different ways. So I think Six... What? Annie! My first musical that I ever saw was Annie in Bournemouth. The Annie UK tour.
Love it.
So yeah, Six was really hard because I was covering 6 different roles that are all very, very different. So I had to keep it like ticking in my head. And then Juliet is very hard, covering Juliet, because it's very challenging vocally. Because it's like very high and then it goes very low and then it's very soft and then it's very loud and then it's very low again and then it's very high again, and it just it's always chopping and changing, and you just have to always be like on it and like know exactly what like vocal setup to go into for like each song, because it's also different. So yeah, and also Six is really hard vocally as well.
Definitely. And that's before you even get into all the acting as well.
I know, and then you've got like, yeah, and I was saying something the other day, like with Six, there was quite a few days that I'd be playing a different queen for the matinee, different queen in the evening, so I'd have to kind of like know exactly about the character so well that I could just like jump from
Jump
each
into
one,
them. No,
which meant like loads of homework and
definitely.
stuff.
We saw you back in Edinburgh Fringe back in the day with Six, so we were there supporting.
I loved Edinburgh so much. It was my fave.
God.
What have you learnt from Six and Juliet?
Let's go for that.
Yeah, as a like collective with them both, what I was just saying just now, don't box yourself and believe in yourself. And also, if I'm completely honest, we didn't really do that much training about being an understudy or a swing when I was at college. We did like a bit, but not a lot. And so when I found out that I was a swing, I was like, oh gosh,
what is this?
And I kind of went to my agent. I was like, help, because my agent was like, she's been in the swing for like most of her career and was a dance captain as well. And she was like, take me through like maths. And she said to me, she was like, honestly, Grace, you have to learn it on the job. Like, I know you can say like, I didn't really do much training in it at college, but there's only so much you can do. Everyone learns how to be a cover in their own personal way. So yeah, I kind of, and then also I was speaking to a lot of my friends who had been a swing before, and they were like, oh, basically what you have to do is learn one track first and then all the rest will start into pace. And these are one shows that kind of have the ensemble and then have the swings, like a group of swings that would all kind of learn one track first and then go to, but this was 6 girls, 3 weeks of rehearsals and me. And I was like, oh, so I said to Carrie Ann, our choreographer, I was like completely honest with her, because she is an absolute G. Like, she's just so approachable and lovely and just wants the best for everyone. So I was like, Carrie Ann, I'm asking all these people how to be a swing, but like everyone's giving me this advice that doesn't really seem relevant for this show, because there's nothing like this musical. And she was like, you can't learn one track at a time, you have to learn all of them at a time. So basically I was then going home like performing Six musical as a one-woman show to my mum and dad with a controller in my hand as a microphone.
Bring back
my
the mic.
Was picturing me in the kitchen, like, and I had to learn it as like a monologue. And yeah, so long story short, that was like the hardest part about Six, was learning it on my own.
I can imagine then switching places in the choreography and all the routines and where you're going.
Yeah, it's crazy, and trying to make them all different.
Yeah.
It's just so confusing. There was a lot of times I messed up, though. I'm not saying that it was easy. Right, which one should we go with next?
We've got Amy here, who says, what do you miss most about being in a show?
I don't want to talk about that. I miss the people more than anything. Like, I obviously miss being on stage and doing the show and like that electric atmosphere, but I said it in on the and Juliet, I did an Instagram takeover. The dressing room girls, the girls in my dressing room, are literally my absolute saviors in that show. Like, we just have such a laugh, and all of us are so different. Like, we all have such different characters, and like our conversations are just so ridiculous. And like, I'm not saying that I took it for granted, but I really didn't realise like how much I would miss them, like just being taken away from my job right now. Like, yeah, I don't know, that it's such an amazing thing that you get to come into work, have a little warm up, have a little sing song, and then you go and sit down, put your makeup on, and just chat with your friends for like half an hour. Like, that we were getting paid to do that, but it just becomes part of a routine, and everyone's chatting about their days and having a laugh. Like, I just did not think that I would miss it so much. So I really miss the girls, and I really miss the people. Yeah. I like this one. If you could say anything to yourself, anything to your younger self, what would you say? Maybe like, kind of goes off of the whole don't box yourself, but maybe like dream big and like have hope in the industry, because I was so like at drama school, so, and also before, even before when I was doing like Saturday clubs and stuff, I was so in this mentality that I could only be in certain shows because of the way I look, and I could only do this certain thing because of the way I sang, and no one would ever see me for anything else. And then people, like, in terms of like ethnicity wise, like, not to get controversial, but people would kind of be like, you've got to learn how to sing this way because people think that you are this. And I was but I'm not. I'm this, and I'm so much more than that, and I can do this. And do you know what I mean? And then when I started getting out into the industry, it was kind of I wasn't Asian enough for this show, and then they were like, sorry, you don't fit in with this show. And I was just kind of like, oh, but then I got to be in 2 different shows that have absolutely nothing to do with my ethnicity, nothing to do with my size, nothing to do with the way I sing. Just, do you know what I mean? And also there's so much happening. Like, there's like an alternate Elsa on Broadway is black. There's like
so much more diversity.
There's in Mean Girls there's so much diversity with the parts that are like different to the film. And there's like Glinda, Brittany Johnson. She's like the first black Glinda, and it's just amazing. And like now but back then I would never even dream of being Glinda, because it just didn't seem possible to me then. But now I'm like, oh, I'd love to be Glinda. Do you know what I mean? It seems doable, you know?
Exactly. It's like the pot has just opened up finally for everyone.
So I think I'd say to my younger self, dream big, because you can now. Because my dreams were so limited. So cheesy.
And that's what's brilliant about musicals like Six, that have sort of, I think, paved the way for that. Really.
Yeah. No one cares what your ethnicity is. No, like if you're right for the show, you're right for the show.
Okay.
And that's it.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Got one from It's Abby 31, who says, who was that one person you looked up to most when you had a certain goal / future in mind, both when you were younger and now? Good question
there. Lea Salonga has been a massive musical theatre icon for me.
Back to Mulan.
Yes. Who had a certain goal. I think Lea Salonga. Loved Kerry Ellis. I think she's wicked. She's got such a cool voice. And then press night of Six, my agent came, who's like mates with Kerry Ellis, and just brought Kerry Ellis to my press night. I was like, I was freaking out. But she's so nice. She's really nice. Lea Salonga. It's because I saw Kerry Ellis as Elphaba as well. Gosh, that's so hard. I'm gonna say those 2, and of course my mum and dad.
Yeah.
But not talent wise. No, joking. They're great at singing.
Love some supportive parents, definitely.
Yeah.
We've got I like musicals back, and they've said worst onstage mishap.
I haven't got like a very one that's like I'm like ding, but Six, like there was like a mishap all the time. There was I would just always get the words mixed up. So there was one time in Edinburgh on my Jane Seymour debut, I'm pretty sure, that there's a line that's like, let's all take a moment to commiserate my son on the loss of his mother. And I just went, let's all take a moment to commiserate his mother. My son. And then it was just silent, because nothing about the sentence made sense. I just went, my son. I just smiled, and everyone was there like, And then also there was a time for 5 weeks at the end of Six, I was doing 10 till 6 and Juliet rehearsals, and then I'd go and do 6 in the evening, and I was on every night. And it was the hardest 5 weeks of my life. I made more mistakes in my last 5 weeks of Six than I did in my first, because I was knackered. And my brain was like, what show am I
ticking
in?
over.
And basically in the Megamix, it was a very hard week, and I'd managed to get through the whole show without making any mistakes. And I was like, yes. I was literally in the Megamix, like, you mistake and crazy, like literally living my best life. And then it got to the end, and in my head, I don't know who I was on for. I think I was on for Aragon.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought that I was Howard, and so I missed my, because we're so much more than divorce, bumper headed, died, and there was just a massive gap, and I didn't even try and fill it. I just left it, and I just ran to the front. I was like, sis! And then in the blackout, everyone was squeezing me and going, ha ha ha, crying of laughter because there was just nothing.
Oh no!
It's on YouTube somewhere.
Oh no!
I know. Oh, they're all on YouTube. So yeah, that was probably one of the good ones as well.
Oh, because you can film the Megamix, so everyone's gonna be partying.
It's so daunting. Because you literally start it and you just see phone. And you're like, right, okay.
But that is an iconic moment of Six. Like, I remember when we did that in Edinburgh, and we all went crazy. That we were like, we can film a bit of it.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a very good idea.
We have Emile Couliard, who says, what was your best audition memory? Apologies if I get any names wrong, by the way.
My best audition memory, I'm not gonna name any names or like name anything, but it was in my Sixth audition. And basically in my recall, we did the recalls in like groups of 8. So we did the whole day, like, we do everything together as a group of 8, and it was a really good idea. And so we would sing our songs in front of each other.
Yeah.
And so we got to the bit of the day where we had to sing our songs. So it was sing the Queen that you're in for, and also your own pop song.
Nice.
So I sung this song, and I finished, and it was like a really fun song. And everyone was like chat, and like whispering and laughing, including the panel. And I was like, what's going on? And I was like, everyone okay? And there was a girl in the audition who went, that's my song. I wrote that song. I'm in the band.
Oh.
And I looked at her and I was like, of course you are.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, bye. I was like, I'm leaving. But it was so funny. All of us were wetting ourselves. And it was just honestly the most ridiculous moment. Like, what are the chances?
No, totally surreal.
Yeah. So, and she wrote the song. She's in the band. She's in the music video. Like, it's her song. And yeah, that happened. But thank God I didn't know before I sang this song.
Yeah. And you must have done a good job of it, of course.
Well, I hope so. I think I did. So yeah, that was my favourite one, I think.
Lovely. I think we've got time for one or two more questions. We've got Theatre Kid saying, have you ever said someone else's line?
Have I ever said someone else? Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the time in Six. Because with the script in Six, it, like, especially at the end, I can't even remember the lines. I was in it, I promise. So it'll be like, so for example, Landon, how are you doing tonight? We said, how are you doing tonight? We are Six, and welcome to our divorce failure. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
So it kind of flows as one sentence, but it's split up into different queens.
Parts, yeah.
So when I was learning it, I would just learn it as a monologue, because I was trying to learn every line. And there was one time, it's the bit at the end which goes, since there's 5 minutes left of the show, we've decided to give you our very own slightly, and I just said 2 people's lines, my own line, and I think it was JJ's, and JJ was like, laughing on stage.
The whole monologue, just go for it.
I think I probably did that about twice, if I'm going to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I have said some of people's lines.
Okay, do we want to do one more question? Or
yeah, go on then.
What have we got? I'll let you pick one, Grace. What one do you want?
Okay. I haven't really got a best or worst fan moment. I've only had good ones, I think. We've done most of them.
I think so.
My favourite Queen's play was, by the end of the contract, was Catherine of Aragon, but there was a long time that it was all of them.
Erin asked if you would still want to do Les Mis at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely at some point. I'm hoping it'll be around forever because it's Les Mis, so I feel like it can't go anywhere.
No.
But yeah, I think we've done most of them.
I think so. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Grace.
Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely amazing with your beautiful, lovely voice.
Oh, thank you. I was so nervous. I was literally
It's not too bad, though, I hope.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do this on YouTube, you know.
I know. Trust me, we've spent the whole week, like, figuring everything out, and yeah,
it's very cool.
It is, definitely. Thank you so much for coming on. We absolutely loved having you. Thank you for your
thank you.
set. Feel free to come back anytime you like.
I'd love to. It's such a great idea. It keeps people going, gives them a bit of entertainment.
Definitely, that's exactly why we're doing it, and we're going to be keeping this going throughout the entire time that we are isolated, so there's many more weeks coming and loads more people just as talented as Grace that will be joining, so make sure you do stick around to watch them all. Alrighty, I will say goodbye to you, Grace.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Is there anything you want to plug or shout out quickly?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I started a YouTube channel and I've got 2 videos so far. One of them is like an intro video, and one of them is a challenge with my mum and dad.
Oh no! Everyone can watch.
Yeah, so it's just be like silly games and challenges. I don't think there'll be any singing on there anytime soon, but it's a fun channel.
Oh. No, that's what we all need in these times. Definitely go support Grace. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Grace.
Thank you. Lots of love.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. There we go. I'm just getting rid of. And that was the amazing Grace MOAT. I'm just going to say goodbye to her on call, and then we'll be ready to sign off.
Bye. Oh, it's a hang up. Hanging around.
Bye there. We will be taking a break for the next 2 days. Grace was absolutely phenomenal there. Make sure you do check out her YouTube channel. We're basically going to be setting up our next week of performances. So we'll be back with a monologue slam, special guest on Monday. Applications for the open mic night are open. So if you are a singer, if you play any instruments, make sure you do head on over to Ethereal Theatre on our Instagram. Drop us a little message or email us at ethereal_theatre@hotmail.co.uk, and we'll be able to get back to you there. So do sign up for those, including our next headliner for Saturday. We'll be announcing week 2's lineup on Monday, so make sure you check around for that. I've been Dana Hudson. As always, I hope that you liked today. Subscribe, comment, keep sharing the love, and we'll be back for you on Monday. Just check if there's anything else I need to say. Nope, that's everything. Just make sure you subscribe to us, subscribe to Grace on YouTube, and I will see you all back next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.